Hi, ladies. How are you doing? Doing well. Then your doppelganger. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So general admission is 26. There will be, I think there's about 28 per ticket. Oh, never mind, you're doing. I made sure the last time it's 26 on there. My basket. I had to reset my phone, sorry. I can do that. There you go. Thank you so very much. These are the serve as your programs as well as your tickets. Okay. And seating is first come, first served. The second one's here, so you can pretty much pick anything. If you do want anything to drink, you can bring drinks from rice paper. You can purchase drinks there and bring them to and feel free to, restrooms, we're going to head to the front desk. To the right, there's a hallway that'll take you up there. We also have a raffle that all the proceeds from the raffle don't go to benefiting arts education. And you could win the PoeFest, the Poe memorabilia, or the 100-year-old copy of the Raven. Or both if you're extra lucky. If you're buying enough raffle tickets, you could win them. Yeah. $60 for 2 tickets. Yeah, $8 change. But that took me a while. And I gave Case last night, and I was like, did I give him the first change? Taking pictures for what he can tell everyone that he wanted. Yes.
I wish.
Right?
That would be marvelous. So happy.
Yeah, we got that and we were like, maybe we should keep it. Like, maybe we should keep it. Because we'll appreciate it. We know we'll appreciate it.
I'll put it in the Boston House Museum.
There you go.
I'm letting you use it. Yeah.
They said we're really lucky to be over there. We had approached them one year, to do it and everything. And then the next year they called us and they were like, are you guys coming back? We'd love to have you. We're like, yes.
How many years have you been doing it?
We've been there for 3 years now. We've been doing Halloween performance 3 years now.
That's sure.
It's we do. Okay, we have options. We also do you get a walk a tour of the bottom floor of the Ross House when you go to the sides.
Yeah.
And they have they actually have it set up like there's a Victorian funeral home. So they help.
Really wonderful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You would like to cover it with a PoeCam. Okay, what? This one? Yes, that one. That one. Okay. So let me go over here. I'm the costume designer here.
We think if you run a whole page, I'll take XL. If you think you're small, I'll take it back.
You run a little bit.
I'm wearing an XL. I think me and you are in.
Would you take credit card as well?
I hate to do that to you, bro. But
No.
I just lost 100 pounds. So
Damn.
impressive.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
We are going
here's-
to come check this out eventually.
Cool.
We need to do
so
that.
this is the actual with the thing that your ticket is 12 program. It is general admission, so you guys pretty early on. 14. No, 14. Your seats if you want.
Plus tax, you
Yeah,
probably
they
don't
have
need
a price
what?
page that
Taxes.
are allowed cash.
Right.
There you can bring have some wrappers as well, which is super fun. This book, memorabilia and t-shirts. Okay. Miss Jeanette. Yeah. Wonderful. Is that where you from, Raven? Perfect. Okay. $8. Thank you. I'll be right back. I gotta go break. Okay. I'm feeling lucky. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be waiting your call. Right. That was picture next Sit down.
I'm like kind of putting my hand into the bubbling cauldron.
Years long habit now. Every once in a while, I look up there and just go, what? My attention is more last night. Last night, I was so tired. It's such a radiation is like that. So, we like to lie about it. It's just how it is.
Welcome. How are you today? Good. What's your
I didn't purchase guys. Did I purchase today? Yes. Right. It's like now, not 4:30 or something. Probably. Hey, we'll do a drill. Yeah. Surprising, huh?
So these are your tickets and membership programs. General open admission seats. We have some fabulous raffle prizes this year. The book is a 1999 printing of the Raven. This is the grand prize. Second prize is all of the fun Edgar Allan Poe memorabilia. We have t-shirts for sale. You are welcome to go to the rice paper if you'd like. Have a drink. You're allowed to bring your drinks over later if you'd like. The house is yours. Thank you.
surprised they didn't make it on. It's a good problem. It's a big deal.
We're gonna get a raffle. Yes, how many tickets is one? Just enough, get one. Yeah. And then, yeah, so if you'll fill out the top portion of each one and get back to us on the table, we'll right. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Still incantations. Maybe Mitch was helping. I don't know, we're on screen. People look like, who is this? Where did you find her? No. Hopefully. Triple checking it.
Checking my phone.
Yep. Multiple alerts for everything on the calendar. Yeah, reminders. These are your programs as well as your tickets to the live. You are welcome to go through race paper if you'd like that race. You can bring that over here. We have some fabulous raffle items here. Again, right, you know that. Wow. Exciting. If you'd like some raffle tickets, wow. And all proceeds go to supporting arts education in Peru. You have come to the right place. Well, you like this is a cool raffle because you could win either the 100-year-old book or the Poe memorabilia or both if you're that lucky. No, you get all the Poe stuff. So you get the lunchbox, the potpourri, the band-aids, the bobblehead. You get all of that. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what that smells like, but we have it. Poe air freshener. Probably a little musty. I'm imagining it's a little musty. But you win all of that for this.
Awesome. Who's restrooms?
Restrooms, you're going to head to the front desk, and to the right, there's a hallway that'll take you right. Okay. She'll be here with the Poe book.
I know.
Yeah, people want that.
Yeah.
We want that. We're ineligible.
Rules, things like that.
And our readers
It's having options. There's audio only. It's audio only.
we have 0 viewers.
Every day. Very nice. Hello, Darren. How are you doing? I'm doing well. We will have more people. Well, we enjoyed that. I was
That's why I think he's got the problem. Because all the other folks, that's I'm okay. I'm doing okay. Oh, it's great.
I work in a site.
Yeah. All you need is an example.
Welcome. How are you? How are you? Great. Thank you.
It's like 2 days available for this one.
Very nice.
Is it just
Actually, so, cash of $26 each for the eligible party.
How much is the transition? So like it would be 28. I need to little slow. You're better not to be on 16 cash. I'll be right back. Great. First come, first serve.
Yes, exactly. So open seating. We have some wonderful raffle going on this evening. Also, really awesome brand this year. Yeah, it's on display. It is beautiful. That's the grand prize, and the second prize is all of the other fun Poe memorabilia. So depending on how many tickets you choose to purchase, you can win both potentially. Just one. All right. What about
Yeah, that's what I appreciate.
I
wondered what percent of
That could be.
Oh, I would want it's the book of course first, but I would want the poetry canvas.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Tattoos. Yeah.
That's
Bird tattoos.
that is that's hand drawn poetry.
Now, this is my year to do this, right?
You're doing the Ravens? I saw one last year.
That was June.
Really?
Or sometimes cases are.
I
They rotate.
There are other tables. Can you just fill out the top part for us? Get that back. We like those kind of people around here.
20 years. Grades are very hard. We have hundreds of kids.
That's so You're not in there.
Every year.
Thank you.
It's childhood.
Oh, that's so neat. That's great. Okay. Also true. More upright. He's a little more bent. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hi, welcome. How are you? All right, wonderful. We passed our part. They're just like for well, they'll come in, they'll enter. Yeah, so yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I service came back at 105. Fancy contraption. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind, I'm going to be helping here. Two general admissions. Okay, so I'll let you help that. Perfect. My apologies for that. This data is processing, so. All right. Yeah. We have 3 raffles this year. Whoa. The grand. 4 tickets? Oh. Yeah, two general, 2 tickets. Sorry, I'm not. I never have a heart attack. This is a lot of money. So, it is a lot of our franchise. And I wanted to make sure that you're serious. And then the second prize is our your receipt and always yeah, this is a PayPal partner, so it's connected to the PayPal account. So it'll be at the end. Oh, okay. So these are your programs as well as your tickets. Okay. Seating is basically where you want to sit. We also have raffle tickets for co-memorabilia and a one-year printing agreement. And we have t-shirts for sale as well, and all proceeds go to one. So thank you so very much. You guys enjoyed the show. Good timing. Let's do that. You are a friend. Yes. I don't know all the things. And 1 out of 5. It's been a while. Yeah. Nobody buys it. I did the same thing when it first said the show. I was like, wait. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So on here, I did, I guess, 2 there. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. It's super cute. Still. Hi, folks. How are you doing tonight? Welcome.
We have our
Yay! Your name? we just want to know to cross you off the list, man. That's how it is on the
She's under fence.
right together. Yep. What can I get for you? We have 8 for 20 programs for the 3 to 10 and 1 to 5.
Seating is open. You can sit wherever you would like. You are welcome to bring rice papers. Okay. We have some great raffle fun this year.
You could go ahead and just fill out this top portion. You can do both phone or email or just one, just some way that we can contact you. The raffle happens on Halloween. You do not have to be there. We will contact you if you want. And we will put your name up on the website. But please fill those out. We have tables over here. So you can
Yeah. The show starts at after 8. Okay. Then we will update right before it starts. Or the meeting.
Oh,
I haven't gotten the hours.
Yes, we do. There's we do it through PayPal. So there's a small transaction charge. So we do. Yeah, absolutely.
How big do they go?
We have 2x. We go up to 2x. I think I have 2x. Let me just make sure that I have 2x on this one because these are popular. Okay, and this is 2x.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, now,
Yes.
please.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes to 28.24 with credit.
So,
Yeah, we have the Poe air questionnaire. I don't know what that smells like.
how are you?
I would do.
A bit musty, I imagine.
Don't mind the hands around my neck.
Maybe something wine-like.
Have you tickets home?
Yeah.
Perfect. What's the last name?
County and musty coffin.
It's Tail Toe Road.
That would be awkward.
Sarah?
Yeah, right.
And Kathleen. I gotcha.
That smells like somebody buried a body under the floor. And would you like me to email or text you the receipt for the t-shirt?
Program.
Thank you so very much. So seating first come first serve. Want drinks next door.
Okay. I think we'll get your picture.
Oh, you gotta get the selfie with Poe. Yeah.
Sorry. We have a wonderful raffle opportunities this year. The Raven is the grand prize. Very cool. Very cool. And the second prize is all of the other super fun memorabilia.
Like potpourri, which scent we do not know.
I bought those for myself before.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what they smell like?
What do they smell like?
They're kind of flowery.
They're kind of flowery.
Flowery? Okay. We've all been so curious.
We've been like-
someone would call back and be like, so I opened the potpourri. This is what it's really like.
It smells like death.
Right?
There's no, like, if we set up close, no one's going to.
No one's gonna jump out or touch you, but the actors are right there, and they will stay within the confines of the
Let's say
stage.
nobody's jumped
But they're
out
there.
yet.
Right.
But
That's why I put up the invisible.
But one of the actors is 6'7" and very imposing.
Those are brothers.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
You
women
paid your money.
enjoy.
I love women that understand what having brothers is like. It's like, I've got brothers, you can keep them all scary.
Perfect. I'll send you on the promise. Thank you.
Well, enjoy the show. Here on printing grand prize.
It's quite the dream.
It is quite the grand prize. You could buy $20 in raffle tickets and yes.
I found a bunch of really great for that.
Yeah. That's the exact
Yeah, yes. Consider how much you're willing to invest.
Oh, was it last? No. Well, maybe no. We talked.
Yes, you were
Yeah,
last
yeah,
night.
satchel. Yeah, when you come up with it. Yeah.
You were wearing it.
I was very well, but she wasn't here.
Oh.
But I saw her.
She was
That's the other
hobnobbing with
opening.
big wings.
I was making my husband work for free.
Great wings.
Hello. Wow. How are you? Good, thank you.
I love your shirt.
Oh my God. I've got a bunch of shirts.
Do you have these?
I don't, and I might have.
You might need one. I mean, we've
About
got the classic I Survived, and then our new one.
brand new this year.
Yep. We do perform art. That's actually our main focus. Is
Yes.
we like fundraiser. This is our public fundraiser basically to help the schools that can't afford it.
That would be kind of
And yeah, so this is but that's what we do. We have a whole catalog. We have a whole catalog.
I love it.
But yeah, we
Yeah, they
take
send me in.
these stories right to the classrooms. We do Shakespeare, we do history reenactments, we do science through dance and music, math through music.
Great Susie.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just starting to tell the heart.
Any of them.
oh, you're gonna love it tonight. You're gonna love it tonight.
We bring it up just like this, but in the classroom like this. It's going to be intense here.
Yeah, if you like, that's all different stories. Okay.
Oh, anywhere, really. Nobody will jump out and scare you.
Yeah.
What? Self? Yes. If they want her to do it, and the sound. It's like, oh, okay.
Hello. How are you? Good. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Seating is first come, first served, so you can basically sit anywhere and listen to tickets as well as your programs. If you need anything for you, go across there and there's something excited you can bring it. Okay, great. We also have a raffle going on. You can win. Second prize is the memorabilia. First prize is the 100-year-old edition of Raven. And we have T-shirts for sale as well, and all proceeds go to supporting arts. We do any school. Like this is both good arts schools. Oh, wonderful! This is a public fundraiser, but our main work is in the classrooms.
Okay.
So we actually take this these stories and go into the classroom. We teach history through reenactments, music. We use music to teach math and dance to teach science. So we're kind of a curriculum there.
So keys, if that makes sense. Okay, keys and maths one. They're and stats.
Oh wow! Oh, we actually do an acting introduction to acting Shakespeare workshop as well. So that would be because we do it for English classes. Right. It helps the students get a better understanding of like how to read Shakespeare through an actor's perspective.
Yes.
But doing it for art school.
Yeah, so it's not, it's a public school that has their actions versus my daughter's at ASA. It's all,
Hi, how are you?
I just reached you guys through.
Yep.
Thank you.
So website.
Already
Remember anything?
Thank
Yeah, enjoy the show.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I need a change. I'm very scared. She's very afraid of this.
No one was about it.
I'm not making you say how about that?
Commercial tickets. The general admission is $28.58 with the card. It's $26 with the card.
And that was $10.
Oh, that's the Raven at the Rock
Oh, okay.
House on
So let
Halloween
me get
night.
mine. Just pay yours. Yeah. You don't need that. I know. Alright.
You're a student.
I am a student. I don't have my ID or I go to college. But that's okay. Oh, well, God bless.
We're not.
I'm just excited to be here.
Wonderful. I'm very scared.
Your ticket's right here.
I promise you'll be fine.
I'm scared of lunch. You can sit in the back.
I'm not really. I'm the same way.
Other than making their entrance and exit, the actors stay within the confines of their stage. Yes, no one's gonna grab you.
It's not working.
Look here, use mine. But I don't know. Well, you can buy drinks later. I know it should be fine, but sometimes mine won't scan either.
I know. I love it and want to throw it into all at the same time. It's amazing. The conflicting emotion.
All through the chair.
Here,
You can bring it
try this one.
straight
That
up.
one, yeah, so stick that one in there. Okay.
Oh, and then there's a Sheila. Very excited about Sheila.
Yeah.
Chair.
No, this is she. That's oh, that's no, that's add new.
You have to take a picture with the Edgar Allan Poe cutout.
Yeah.
They got it.
I not. But it's 4-year-old.
He already has.
I already got mine.
Yeah.
I came prepared.
Perfect. I finally considered it.
We are sorry. Oh no. It's I'm 100% blaming the technology because they can't find it out.
That's right.
It's saying Courtney. Okay, payment complete. Okay, it worked.
Yay.
Would you like me to email or text you your receipt? What was the amount? It was $28.24. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. We get
Yeah, so we're right. It's not session time out here.
Oh, we have still work to do, right?
I don't know. I signed it.
Not.
Here, go sign the receipts for us.
I think we're good.
Take three.
They're totally blaming the technology.
Right.
I tell you.
Because I did a
Okay, the spiel in the meantime.
Should I get back in?
Absolutely. You can get drinks from right here. That's absolutely 100% fine.
What's the open that
I have a custom cutout.
Thank you. I just saw that.
We also have t-shirts available for sale. All proceeds going to supporting arts education.
Okay.
And we have a raffle. The second prize is all the Poe
Yep.
memorabilia.
So how does that work?
And then
for
the
us?
grand prize is a
Like,
100-year-old
you get
copy
to sign
of the
ahead of time,
Raven.
you show up.
sit this way.
1909.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How much are raffle tickets?
Raffle tickets are $20 for 8.
Yeah. I don't know which day
$10
we're gonna go. I think
for
we gotta
8
go
and
the
$1 for 5.
What-
The raffle happens on Halloween night, but you don't have to be there to win.
Okay.
Contact you and my name on the
Oh.
seal yet. That is here's the
But I have
seal.
somebody with.
There, done. Would you like me to email or text you your number? All right.
Fine.
Get a twin.
I will probably be the one buying.
And then seating is just first
So
come,
give
first
me this.
serve.
All right. So, awesome raffle prizes this year. The grand prize is a 1909 printing of the Raven.
That's right.
Yeah, that beautiful, hand beautiful. And the second prize is all of the other fun and fabulous Poe memorabilia. And of course, all proceeds go to supporting arts education.
Okay.
We also have our awesome t-shirts for sale in case you don't own them yet. We got our branded this year design because they are awesome. They are awesome. Open seating, of course.
Okay.
First come, first serve. You are allowed to bring the red paper over.
And for a nominal fee, you can have this guy follow you around for a day.
Is that you?
My brother.
The one that we threw away into the asylum.
How was it 2 years ago that we did Zombie Folk Fest?
Yeah.
And that's what that
About
was.
2 years ago.
Sound good?
It
And
was
did
zombie walk night.
here.
So,
And, we turned that night into zombie folk.
hi, how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Great, who are you?
We're wonderful.
It's you.
Yep.
This guy right here.
This guy.
Check
What's that guy's last name?
This doesn't put them in alphabetical order.
Yeah. These are your proof of tickets and your program. We have some fabulous raffle prizes this year. 19. We'll be from. Thank you so much. Enjoy the shine. Welcome. How are you?
Oh, nice. All right, thank you.
I am big.
Perfect.
Very much.
Welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one's outside.
We'll be
What do you say on?
Yeah, we will.
Hi, welcome.
7:45.
You guys already have the page?
Yeah.
Perfect. How are you? Our program for this evening. It is open seating, so you can sit wherever you would like. We have some great raffle prizes this year, a 1909 Raven printing, as well as one and relics of memorabilia. The proceeds from raffle tickets, as well as the sale of our two t-shirt designs, also supporting our education.
Oh, if you'd like to get a drink, you can go to Rice Paper and bring the drink in.
Okay.
Bathrooms, you head to the front desk, and to the right is a hallway that'll take you right to them. You're welcome. They're getting Rice Paper, you can get them in there and bring them in here. That is question. That's an important question. Okay, are you tempted? I know, right?
Are you guys fairly close for next Friday?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I would suggest you should purchase tickets in advance by next week. So I don't know what our ticket sales are for next Friday right now, but and we will sell out if not next week.
What?
Next Friday ones are the oval portraits, and yes, that is the whole calendar.
And you guys do these free?
Every night is a different collection of stories. Last night we had the Black Cat and the Cat of Montiago. Tonight we had the Premature Burial and the Telltale Flowers. So every night.
All right, great. Try to put these for next Friday.
I can purchase. You want to do? I don't know.
I can bring my fiance, but I think I want to figure out which can come.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. There's website information. You should be able to purchase tickets directly from our website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You have a great night. Hi, folks. I can come right over here. How are you doing? Thank you. You guys are ready for college. Come on. What's your name? Alice. Alice. Last name? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, just want to go
Okay.
take it to the website.
Gotcha. No, I see the order confirmation and everything. So, oh, and you guys, there you go. That's the program. It is generally rated at anywhere if you like beverage, you're welcome to go across the right, but you just purchase it.
Yeah.
We are selling t-shirts. You can steal money. We've got raffle tickets. All the proceeds go to the artists. So you're good, thank you. These are going to serve as your programs as well as your tickets tonight. It's open seating, so you can see anywhere you like. We also have we have the post stuff is the second prize, the 100-year-old edition of this prize. But if you guys my baby is he's been very abused. Okay. Yeah. White
Sorry. How are you?
Seating we also have a raffle going on. We have second prize in the first raffle happens on how to be there. We will contact you. They're coming here. Go bounce. Stop. How's it going, Corey? So that's it. Right? I don't know what we'll do. I would do it. You're totally good. That was perfect. You just said, what do you think reward? I said, we'll make money based it on. So we did. You were surprised.
I was laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, let your happiness show.
No, I would. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah. I was like, I wanted to turn on the exact part.
feeding.
That would be good. But nobody, I keep trying to get Jim to get me a camera time to the correct part of that would be
Tiny pulse. Like a little gummy bear heart.
like and it's like
Or maybe like like sends it up around. change.
But it's a slow beat. Like people are like, wait,
Did I just have
yeah, exactly. Like, what?
my lines are up here?
You speak alone. Oh, sorry.
Like,
The commercial of the first kid, second kid,
oh,
first
yeah.
kid, the mom. And then the second kid just acted like, hey, I got it. And then the first kid is like, why is it?
Yeah. My mom taught me about that. Father,
And then it's
round the roundabout, we talk yourself. I'm sorry.
starting. No,
No.
you have time. You have time.
Can't be.
Not the Hotel California, where they're written about it. You know, it's funny. The only other Doritos commercial that sticks in my mind as much as the others was one with a little boy, and his mom was going out on a date. The guy like sat down and was like, "Hey, what's that?" And like all this stuff. And kind of like, and then the guy took a Dorito and ate it, and suddenly, like, they sit there like chewing it, and all of a sudden, slapped. And the kid goes, "Mama!" And I'm like, "Wait." Okay.
I got it. Juicy. No, actually.
My house.
There are themes in which the interest is all absorbing, but which are too entirely terrible for the purposes of legitimate fiction. We thrill, for example, with the most intense, pleasurable pain over the accounts of the earthquake at Lisbon, of the plague at London, of the massacre of St. Bartholomew's, or of the stifling of 123 prisoners in the Black Hole at Calcutta. I need not remind you that among this long and weird catalog of human miseries, I might have selected many individual instances far more replete with essential suffering than these vast generalities of disaster. The true wretchedness, indeed the ultimate woe, is particular, not diffuse. That the ghastly extremes of agony are endured by man the unit and never by man the masses, for this, let us thank a merciful God. To be buried while alive is beyond question the most terrific of these extremes with vulnerability. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy things. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? We know that there are diseases in which occur total cessations of all apparent functions of vitality. And yet, these cessations are merely suspensions, properly so called. They are only temporary pauses in the incomprehensible mechanism. a certain period elapses, and some unseen, mysterious principle sets in motion once again the magic pinions and wheels. The silver cord was not forever loosed, nor irreparably broken. But where, meantime, was the soul? Apart from the inevitable conclusion a priori that such causes must produce such effects, that the well-known occurrence of cases of suspended animation must naturally give rise now and then to premature interments, apart from these considerations, we have direct testimony of medical and ordinary experience to prove that a vast number of such cases of interments have actually taken place. I might refer to 100 well-authenticated instances, one of which of remarkable character, and of which the circumstances some of my readers may be familiar with, occurred not very long ago in the city of Baltimore, where it occasioned painful, intense, and widely extended excitement. The wife of one of the most respectable citizens, a lawyer of eminence and a member of Congress, was seized by a sudden illness that completely baffled the skill of her physicians. After much suffering, she died, or was supposed to die. No one suspected. Indeed, no one had any reason to suspect that she was not actually dead. She presented all the ordinary appearances of death. The face assumed the usual pinched and sunken outline. The lips assumed the usual marble pallor. The eyes were lusterless. Pulsation of the heart had ceased. There was no warmth. The body was preserved unburied for 3 days, during which it had acquired a stony rigidity. Rapid advance of what was supposed was deposited in her family for a period of years, undisturbed. Preparation of this stood for the reception of a sarcophagus. But alas, what a fearful sight awaited the husband who personally threw open the door. A white, apparelled object fell rattling into his arms. It was the skeleton of his wife in her yet unmolded shroud. Careful investigation rendered it evident that she had revived within 2 days of her interment. That her struggle within the coffin caused it to fall from the ledge or shelf to the floor, where it was so broken as to permit her escape. A lamp, which had been left accidentally full of oil within the vault, was found empty. It might have been exhausted, however, due to evaporation. On the uttermost of the steps, which led down to the dread chamber, was a large fragment of the coffin, with which, it appeared, she had endeavored to arrest attention by striking the iron door. While thus occupied, she probably swooned or possibly died of sheer terror. And in falling, her shroud became entangled in the ironwork which projected interiorly. Thus she remained, and thus she rotted, erect. It were an easy matter to multiply such histories as these, but I forbear, for we have no need of such to establish that premature interments occur. When we reflect how very rarely, due to the nature of the case, we have it in our power to detect them, we must admit they may frequently occur without our cognizance. Scarcely, in truth, is a graveyard ever encroached upon for any reason to any great extent. But skeletons are not found in poses which suggest the most fearful of suspicions. All narratives on this topic have an interest profound, which, nevertheless, due to the sacred awe of the topic, very peculiarly and very properly depends upon our conviction of the truth of the matter narrated. What I have to tell you now is of my own actual knowledge, my own positive and personal experience. For many years, I had been subject to attacks of the singular disorder which physicians have agreed to term catalepsy. It defaults on a more definitive time, exposing immediate causes, and even the actual diagnosis of the disease itself are mysterious. Its obvious and apparent character are sufficiently well understood. Sometimes the patient lies for only a day or a shorter period of time in a species of exaggerated lethargy. He is senseless and externally motionless, but pulsations of the heart are still faintly perceptible, some traces of warmth remain. Then again, sometimes the duration of the trance is for weeks, even for months, while the closest scrutiny and the most rigorous medical tests fail to establish any material distinction between the state of the sufferer and what we conceive of absolute death. Very usually, it is only because of the knowledge of his friends that he is saved from premature interment. His friends knowing that he has been previously subject to catalepsy. My own case differed in no important particular from those mentioned in medical books. In all that I endured, there was no physical suffering, but of moral distress in infinity. My fancy grew charnel. I talked of worms and tombs and epitaphs. I was lost in reveries of death. The idea of premature interment held continual possession of my brain. The grim danger to which I was subjected haunted me day and night. When nature could endure wakefulness no longer, it was with a struggle that I consented to sleep. For I shuddered to reflect that upon awaking I might find myself the tenant of a grave. Fantasies such as these, occurring at night, extended their terrific influence into my waking hours. My nerves became thoroughly unstrung, and I fell prey to perpetual horror. The fidelity of my dearest friends. I exacted the most sacred oaths that under no circumstances were they to bury me until decomposition had so materially advanced as to render farther preservation impossible. And even yet, my mortal terror would listen to no reason, would accept no consolation. So I entered into a series of elaborate precautions. Among other things, I had the family vault so remodeled as to permit it to be readily opened from within. There were arrangements also for the free admission of air and light, and some convenient receptacles for food and water. Besides all this, there was suspended from the roof of the tomb a large bell, the rope of which it was designed to extend through a hole within the coffin so as to be attached to one of the hands of the corpse. But alas, not even these well-contrived securities sufficed to save from the uttermost agonies of living inhumation the wretch of these agonies foredoomed. There arrived an epoch in which I found myself emerging from total unconsciousness into the first feeble and indefinite sense of existence. After a long interval, there was a slight ringing in the ears. After a lapse still longer, a prickling or tingling sensation in the extremities. And then, seemingly eternal period of pleasurable quiescence, during which the awaking feelings are struggling to thought. And then a brief resinking into non-entity, and then a sudden recovery. At length, a slight quiver of an eyelid, and immediately thereupon, deadly and indefinite, which sends the blood in torrents from the temples to the heart. And now, the first positive effort to think. And now, the first endeavor to remember. And now, a partial and evanescent success. And then, as if by the rush of the ocean, my shuddering spirit is overwhelmed by the one grim danger, the one spectral and ever-prevalent idea. For some minutes, and why? Because I could not summon the courage to move. I dared not make the effort which was to satisfy me of my fate, and yet something in my heart whispered me it was sure. There, such as no other species of wretchedness ever calls into being, despair alone. After long irresolution urged me to uplift my eyes. I knew that my fit had ended. I knew that the crisis of my disorder had long passed. Recovered full use of my visual faculties. And yet it was dark. Oh, dark. Endlessness of the night forevermore. And my mouth and my parched lips convulsively made effort, but alas, from the cavernous lungs, which oppressed as if by the weight of some incumbent and palpitated with the heart at every inspiration. The movement of the jaws, in the effort to cry aloud, told me that they were bound up as is usual with the dead. I too felt as if I lay upon some hard substance, and by something similar, my sides were also closely compressed. Up till now, I have not ventured to stir my limbs. But now I violently threw up my arms, which had been lying at length with the wrists crossed. And they struck upon a hard substance which extended along my person at an elevation of no more than 6 inches from my face. I could no longer doubt that I reposed in a coffin at last. Amid all these infinite miseries came sweetly the cherub hope. For I thought of my precautions. I writhed, moved spasmodically to force open the lid. It would not move. I felt my wrists for the bell rope. It was not to be found. And then came suddenly to my nostrils the strong, peculiar odor of moist earth. The conclusion was irresistible. I was not within the vault. Fallen into a trance, while away from home and among strangers. How or when I could not remember, but it was they who had buried me like a dog, nailed me up in some common coffin, and thrust me deep, deep and forever into some common and nameless grave. As this terrible conviction sunk into the innermost chambers of my soul, I tried once again to cry aloud, and in this second attempt, a long, wild, continuous shriek or yell of agony resounded through the depths of the subterranean night. Hello, cried a gruff voice in reply. What the hell's the matter here? Said a second. Get out of that, said a third. What do you mean by yelling at that your kind of style like a catty mouth, said a fourth. And immediately hereupon, I was seized and shaken without ceremony for several minutes by a junta of very rough-looking individuals. They did not arouse me. from my slumber, for I was wide awake when I screamed. But they did restore me to full possession of my memory. This adventure occurred near Richmond in Virginia. Accompanied by a friend, I had traveled some miles down the banks of the James River. Night approached, and we were overtaken by a storm. The cabin of a small sloop lying at anchor in the stream and laden with garden mold afforded us the only available shelter. We made the best of it and passed the night on board. I slept in one of only 2 berths in the vessel. That which I occupied had no bedding of any kind, and its extreme width was 18 inches. And I found it a matter of exceeding difficulty to squeeze myself in. Nevertheless, so there was no dream and no nightmare. Arose naturally from the circumstances of my position and of regaining my senses, and especially my memory for a long time after awaking. The men who shook me were the crew of the sloop and some laborers engaged to unload it. From the load itself came the earthly smell. The tortures endured, however, were indubitably quite equal for the time to those of actual sepulture. They were fearfully, they were inconceivably hideous. There are moments when, even to the sober eye of reason, the world of our sad humanity may assume the semblance of a hell. But the imagination of man is no Carathis to explore with impunity its every cavern. Alas, the grim legion of sepulchral terrors cannot be regarded as altogether fanciful. Like the demons in whose company Aphrasian made his voyage down the Ochus, they must sleep or they will devour us. They must be suffered to slumber or we perish.
True. Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous I have been. And am. Why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object, there was none. Passion, there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me, never given me insult. For his goal, I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Oh, whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold. And so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man and thus rid myself of the eye. Now, this is the point. You fancy me mad? Mad men know nothing. But you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. And every night, I to his door and opened it, oh, so gently. And then, when I had made an opening sufficient for my head, a dark lantern closed, all closed so that no light showed out. Then I thrust in my head. You would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. Oh, it took me an hour to place my whole head within the opening so far that I could see him as he lay upon his bed. Would a madman have been so wise as this? And then, when my head was well within the room, did the lantern cautiously, oh, so cautiously, for the hinges creaked. I undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights, each night just at midnight. I found the eye always closed, so it was impossible to do the work, for it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. Every morning when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber, spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone and inquiring how he was past the night. So you see, he would have been a very profound old man indeed to suspect that every night, just at midnight, I looked in upon him while he slept. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious of opening the door. A watch's minute hand moves more quickly than his mind. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own powers, of my sagacity. I could scarcely contain my feelings of triumph. To think that there I was, opening the door little by little, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. Well, I fairly chuckled at the idea, and then perhaps he heard me, for he moved on the bed suddenly as if startled. Now you may think that I drew back, but no. His room was as black as pitch with the thick darkness, for the shutters were close fastened through fear of robbers, and so I knew he could not see the opening of the door, and I kept pushing it on, steadily, steadily. I had my head in, and I was about to open the lantern when my thumb slipped on the tin fastening. And the old man sprang up in bed crying out, "Who's there?" Well, I kept quite still and said nothing. For a whole hour I did not move a muscle. And in the meantime, I did not hear him lie down. He was still sitting up in the bed listening, just as I have done, night after night, hearkening to the death watches in the wall. Presently, I heard a slight groan, and I knew it was the groan of mortal terror. It was not a groan of pain or of grief, oh no. This was the low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with awe. I knew that sound well. Every night just at midnight, while all the world slept, it has welled up from my own bosom, deepening with its dreadful echoes the terrors that distracted me. I say, I knew it well. I knew that. Pity me. Although I chuckled at heart, I knew that he had been lying awake ever since that first slight noise when he had turned in the bed. His fears had ever since been growing upon him. He'd been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not, and saying to himself it is nothing but the wind in the chimney, or it is only a mouse crossing the floor, it is merely a cricket which has made a single chirp. Yes, he had been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he found all in vain. All in vain. Because death, in approaching, had stalked with his black shadow before him and enveloped the victim. And it was the mournful influence of this unperceived shadow which caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor heard, to feel the presence of my head within the room. When I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very, very little crevice in the lantern. And so I opened it, you cannot imagine how stealthily, until, at length, a single dim ray, like the thread of the spider, shot from out the crevice and fell full upon the vulture eye. It was open, wide, wide open. And I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it with perfect distinctness, all a dull blue, with a hideous veil over it that chilled the very marrow in my bones. I could see nothing else in the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray, as if by instinct, precisely upon the damned spot. Have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over-acuteness of the sense? For now I say there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew that sound well too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury as the beating of a drum stimulates a soldier into courage, but even yet I refrained and stood still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how staying the ray. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker and quicker and louder every moment. I thought the heart must burst. Now a new anxiety seized me. The sound would be heard by a neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern and leaped into the room. He shrieked once. Only. In an instant, I pulled him to the ground and then pulled the head and smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. And for many minutes, the heart beat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard through the wall. At length, ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. He was stone dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there for many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. I would trouble me no more. If still you think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe to you the wise precautions I took hastily, but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited it all between the scantlings. I then replaced the board so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot whatever. I had been too wary for that. A tub had caught all. Oh. And when I had made an end to these labors, it was still 4 o'clock, dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went to open it with a light heart, for what had I now to fear? There entered 3 men who introduced themselves with perfect suavity of the police. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor in the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information had been lodged at the police office. And they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome. The shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. My visitors all over the house. I bade them search well. I took them at length to his chamber. I showed them his treasures, secure, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the room and decided them here to rest from their fatigues, while I, myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own chair upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. The officers were satisfied my manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. As they sat, I answered cheerily, added of familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. in my ears. But still they sat and still chatted. The ringing became more distinct. It continued and became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definiteness until, at length, I found that the noise was not within my ears. No doubt I now grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a heightened voice. Yet the sound increased, and what could I do? Quick sound, much such a sound as a walloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles in a high key and gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro in heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observations of the men. But the noise arose over all and continually increased. It grew louder. Louder. The men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? No. They heard. They suspected. They knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought, and this I think. But anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could stand there and with critical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die. And hark again. Louder, louder, louder. Violence, I shrieked. Dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the plagues. Here, here. Beating of his hideous heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to act perfectly normal now. We are Arizona Curriculum Theater, and we do this in schools to give your children nightmares. But we don't just do Edgar Allan Poe, we do William Shakespeare, Emily Dickinson. We're finding new ways of connecting the arts and the curriculum. We're teaching science through dance, history through reenactments. We're putting the arts in schools by using the curriculum. And if that sounds like a charity that you want to support, there's lots of ways you can do it tonight. You've done so far, and I want to thank you for buying a ticket to PoeCam. Our administration is all money you purchase your tickets for tonight goes to putting artists in schools. We also have more shows coming up, so help us spread the word. You can see The Pit and the Pendulum, The Cask of Amontillado, The Black Cat, The Oval Portrait, in addition to more performances of The Telltale Heart and The Premature Burial. You can see us on Halloween night at Rosston House Museum. We'll be performing The Raven every 20 minutes inside the old Victorian mansion. It includes a tour of the lower level with a cooling table, a child's coffin, post-mortem photographs, art from human hair, really cool thing to do. And it happens every 20 minutes on Halloween night at Rosston House Museum in Heritage Square. Also on October 22nd, 29th, we have new this year PoeFest Seance. In an interior room of this hotel, we will be conducting a seance trying to contact the long-lost soul of Edgar Allan Poe himself. Should be a great time. You can purchase some raffle tickets. We have a raffle going on. We have a 106-year-old copy of The Raven by the Stone Printing Company. We're raffling that off along with some memorabilia. You can buy one of those awesome Poe t-shirts. And or you got on your way out the door, there's an authentic antique witch's cauldron just throw some money into that and we will make magic happen. Thank you so much. Have a happy Halloween.
Thank you folks so very much for coming. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you folks so much. Have a great night. So much. Have a great evening. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. Thanks for coming. You folks have a great night.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one. We will look forward to it. It comes to your classroom. You don't have to go anywhere or do anything. We will show up. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. What do you work?
Oh, yeah. So, thank you.
We have gone up to 2x.
How about the extra large?
Extra large would be good?
Yeah, it's not for me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The chances for the raffle offer is $10 for free tickets and $5 for Thank you. So an extra large is what you're for?
Sure.
They run a little bit. So. This is the extra large. Okay. Good job. She's trying to piece it together. You can recognize her. No, you're here for English too?
Thank you very much.
What was funny? I thought. No, that one is really not. Oh, of course. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. But I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
I mean, so far.
Oh, yeah.
So, we like
Yeah.
You know, I almost this year, we want to do one times. So we're looking at different stores in the valley that might be like donate. So yeah, we'll be in touch with that too. But yeah, we definitely.
Would you like me to email or text you? Oh,
I don't know. Yeah. No, I have no idea. Oh, that was
Right here.
Hey, if you want to add somebody here after all, you can.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Very cool. Have a great night. Well, just thank you. We're there. Oh my gosh. Be awesome around here. Right? There's also now apparently $200 worth of gift cards for Bookman that they just donated to us for the second prize. So, kind of neat. Yeah, that was unexpected.
It looked really nice in my library.
Wouldn't it just like on the display? It's like a display, you know, like here's my library and here's my 100-year-old edition of Edgar Allan Poe's The Ring. And look at that beautiful. Don't touch it. Never assume.
I have a ladies' home journal in the Civil War era in my library.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really neat. Like,
So you want some tickets?
yeah, I will.
Wait for like the second. Uno? Uno.
So then we don't need to be that. So I fill that out.
Yeah, you just have to top it. The raffle happens on Halloween. You do not have to be there. We will contact you and we will post the name of the winner. Oh yeah, there's pens and everything on the table. No, I'm good. Right? Oh, those tend to get a little tricky. I love them. Yeah, but they yeah, they bring them here. Yeah, yeah, it's good. For that, you need that. Okay. Okay, and the winner goes here. Right. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, but that's
Curtains
okay.
And stash everything.
Stash it. Okay.
Does
So
the
I'm gonna
PoeCam
teach her.
sign outside come down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get that. Okay.
Thank you. I was so impressed.
Oh, thank you. What we aim for. Thank you, ladies, so much. You have a great evening.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Believe it or not, yes. Oh, it's just 9 o'clock now, so we did.
Wow. You're sleeping on the couch tonight, by
Oh,
the
yeah?
way.
You don't want to make out with that?
No, I mean he's gonna murder me in my sleep. What are you talking about? Did you not just watch that?
I mean, yes, but it looks so nice.
Yeah.
A little dirty.
Right, but
Brush
I
my
mean,
teeth.
But you clean
not
up
that
nice.
bad. It feels like, you know, you've been working hard outside or something.
What size is this one? Do we want these down too, Layla? We want these down too.
Yeah, we should stash it.
I think we are all out of extra large and 2X. We have 2 smalls, a lot of these.
Yeah, what do you have? You know, I went by past years when I ordered. What else can you do? And we had extra larges left over. Like they didn't sell. Everybody was buying smalls and
That's
mediums.
right. I feel like when I came for it's like last weekend, last year, it's
Yeah.
like we have one extra large shirt.
Yeah.
Anybody want? Anyone?
Yeah, and I had bought fewer of those than the smalls and the mediums. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to
Yeah,
tell.
you never know.
And then we had a guy come over to the bar next door to buy one.
Oh wow.
You guys sold it to him.
Oh, that was him. That was from the next door.
Yeah, he was sitting out on the patio at Sheamus.
Nice.
And saw our t-shirts in Waterfall.
Nice.
Yes. Like, oh, yeah, I even wore this shirt all day yesterday.
No.
And Bob, my boss over there, made a joke at one point. He was like, "Is that what you're wearing tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, I thought I would celebrate the other opening night I'm involved with while our opening night." That's not okay.
That's
You're
not
not
good.
okay with that?
Sure.
Just kidding. Change clothes. Okay. So assuming everything's going away? Yeah.
Yeah. Just
There's gonna be a box. I know. There's gonna be a box. I kind of don't want.
That's coming home with us.
That's
right?
coming- yeah.
fun.
I was like, I kind of don't really want to touch that much more than I just did.
we have to put out the candy.
There's candy. Candy. Oh man. Any method to kindness or just put stuff in box?
Just put raffle stuff in a box, just carefully and.
Yep. Does the box need to close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good heavens.
Quite a number.
Scattered pictures.
In the corners of
Are you
my
hearing me? Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna put the bookman's cards in the magnetic poetry. Excellent idea. That's not working as well as I would think.
That was fun.
Oh, there's the air freshener too.
Oh, police.
Yes. Oh, that is the potpourri set. I got that. I thought there was potpourri.
Oh, no.
Potpourri. Potpourri.
Did you check the folder?
Probably maybe $5 put in there on top of the three that was already there.
All the time drinking every night.
Should I start putting other stuff in this box?
What's that?
Should I just start putting other stuff in this box?
Sure. Stuff that's gonna. Sure. Sure. To leave the paperwork out of the business cards.
311. 311. Can't believe that band's still around. I know, but they're still around.
They really are still
Yeah, no,
around?
they really are actually still around. I heard they did a concert at like Tempe Town Lake or something in the last couple of years.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean they're still around. I don't know if that qualifies.
I feel like that qualifies if they're still around,
Tempe
not
Town Lake.
necessarily that they are doing well or highly successful. Hey, poetry, cooperate. Don't be a jerk.
I cannot believe she just handled those.
She's like taking here.
I could see there were $25 gift cards.
And then she
She's
got,
going.
I know, I was like, are you shopping?
There you go, have these. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Well, if you
Oh, it's
insist.
an open Kit Kat. No, it's not. It is now.
Yes, it is.
It is now. Oh no, I don't know what this is going to do to my teeth with the crap all over. I think I need some of it. It's non-toxic.
I would hope so if it's
Yeah,
something
you
you
gotta
put in
stick
your
it on your
mouth.
teeth.
If it's
Yeah.
something that you brought to theater and you put it in your mouth, I think it's better.
Not very toxic.
Not
terrible.
Not so toxic.
Not so toxic. You can take your bite now. So,
They're all antique and fleur-de-lis. all almost every single one of these. It comes off like with water.
Yeah.
But it's, I didn't notice them when I took them out and counted.
Okay. What next?
To the these ones. There is a box. There's a kind of a small rectangular box. This one. And that stuff can go into. Jury.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's epic.
Wow, they're getting epic.
I was like, yeah, that was exactly what I was like. Some things have just gotten real. I haven't seen that movie, but the premise is like the smartest guy on Earth now was an idiot before, so like got kind of like frozen or something and woke up years later and he's the smartest person.
Oh
And like
my
meets the
gosh.
president, the president's like,
Oh my God, can I find it? There's a picture I saw on Facebook. I used to want to eat every day.
oh yeah.
It's terrible.
I can't remember who shared it. And we have to hide this last year. They left this out. But one night, all the good cameras on.
Picture of a laughing Hillary Clinton. Cats in hoods. Oh, like this guy in the hands. So, okay.
I know.
But yeah, you know about the whole thing, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
That was released around the same time as the WikiLeaks of Hillary
yeah.
Clinton's Wall Street
Yeah.
speeches that were
I actually heard about that today. That hit the
There's
Facebook
always
news
something.
cycle today.
There's always something
And
more important.
Yeah, it was on NPR too.
NPR actually covered it. What?
Yeah, NPR actually had the Hillary Clinton thing too. I was like, oh, funny.
Oh, really?
Both of them. That's great. This is yay.
Anyway.
Oh, you have to place the thing. You love leather candy.
You know what that goes with Columbia?
No,
Really?
I think they taste different.
They do taste different.
So,
Maybe I'm just obsessed with something that I can like rip apart and eat.
I mean,
Candy.
okay, the fun of it, yes, but the flavor, not so much.
Okay, so can we got. Okay, go. For fortune.
Time to go in a box, buddy.
Where we found it. This one goes in cauldron. That was the word I meant to say. Colin? Uh-huh. Back out. Put the candy in first. Condense our t-shirts to one box. He looks really sad in that picture. What? Oh. He looks really sad. He did not have a good life. Right? I mean,
Like he had, he had an incredibly successful, incredibly blessed life in that regard. But what fueled that, was, you almost wonder, was it worth the exchange?
right. Was the payoff really?
'Cause, I mean, he was dead by 40 and in the gutter.
So where did I get that you really did this name?
It's actually shit. This thing comes off.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Doc rocking those curtains.
Rock 'em. Sock 'em curtain.
Oh, you so quiet over there. I didn't even know he was over there.
You rock, Doc. I love you.
These black curtains. What did I do?
She was talking to
I was talking to Doc.
Oh.
That I love him for handling the curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some partner?
The sheets.
Folding partner.
Yeah.
Much easier. That's why I dropped that one because I was bigger than the rest of them. Just one painful to it. Yeah.
Speaking of bed sheets,
Yep.
I think so.
Exactly. Okay, I have something else.
There's
Oh. Yeah, there have been.
This.
No, I just heard somebody in there saying, I feel like I told you this shit. I know. The conversation to have. Good.
This thing did not work. Or it worked once, but it was a real pain.
I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna try using this one tomorrow or next week. Next week.
Next week. Not tomorrow.
Next
you can
week.
try
We have a
tomorrow.
week. I could try tomorrow, but it
If you
didn't
like.
really work.
If you like, you can try tomorrow.
Oh, you've heard the epic music then. I have to go blow my nose. Didn't bring any tissues this time around, so I'm going
This
to change.
Oh, well, that had some in the back.
Oh, I think I already got it. Oh, there's.
Do we have festival passes show up?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So when's the last one?
Yeah.
A couple, and then we had new ones.
What's that? Is yours too?
Oh,
New.
so they must have bought them over.
Yes. They said they bought them just today, so.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're not on the list.
They will be.
Yeah. What we got?
Oh, that's all. I'm not double. I'm just single right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's because that was my feeble effort to try and do it by myself, and it was so freaking well. I just couldn't make it. There we go. Woo! Okay. Now we get to throw somebody up in the air when they jump in the middle of it. Yes. We used to have a blue silk like this to be a river. It's such an easy thing to do. It's just good.
good sound. You can do a show anywhere now. Bite your tongue. Real. Huh. Real. Oh, we're real, all right. We're real. Mr. Real.
What I was saying was a real touring performance group.
We'll never be real.
Oh, okay. Love it.
Real.
Had 2 no-shows.
Janet and the lady back here. Yeah.
What is this?
It has a backboard.
I was wondering, it was under a t-shirt.
No, it's a piece of stressed plastic. That's how I got stressed, but that's all it is.
It was
It's just a
on
piece
our
of plastic. It's garbage. It's plastic.
I'm thinking.
So random.
Laura Lane might have bought that.
No, that's my.
But that's.
Okay, you have a bag for me. Thank you. A bag just.
Mine.
It's red. It's my favorite color. No, it's a red. That's my son too. You just kind of stick them.
Shame upon me. Oh, no.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Black and red were my favorite colors growing up. My mother was thrilled. I'm sure. It was probably a good thing that I moved to my dad's grade because I was a really disappointed daughter. After 2 sons, she was really thrilled to have a daughter. And as soon as I had opinion, it was like, here, Tiff, do you like this flowery thing? Here, Tiff, do you like this pink thing? No. Will you put on this skirt? No. Do you want? No. What do you want to wear? My brother's hand-me-downs. And Steve, and there was me as an infant. My mom tried to get those like penny. And I'm like, she put the little lacy socks on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, my poor mother. Yeah, she had 3 boys. And then me. That was such a tough one.
That's how that works.
Yes.
You got a lesson?
She got me into dance.
Why?
But then I played soccer and floor hockey too. There you go. Yeah. And a little bit of rugby.
Tracker. I had tried Miss
What's Richard Pryor said?
My
Yeah.
so there's this to tell the story of how me and my brothers, how they were all, 1, 2, 3, all running outside to play in the neighborhood with their shirts off this summer. And then I go by without a shirt. Right. I'm like 3. Yeah. 4 something. I'm talking at this point. My dad's like, whoa, you need a shirt on. And I was like, I've got nothing to show. I'm just going to play. Yeah. And they proceeded to spend like the next half an hour explaining, chasing me down. Oh, not explaining, chasing me down to get the shirt on. Darn right, a performance is in progress. Use other door. Yeah. Right. Wait. Yeah, when I was about 6, one day at my brother's football game.
PoeCam's still going.
Whoops.
That's fine.
Go ahead and just